Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick overview of what we already mentioned. So we're talking about things that can affect our digestion and things that cause symptoms such as bloating, gas, changes in bowel movements, even things that cause food sensitivities and prevent us from eating healthy foods. So we talked about chewing properly. So we want to ensure that our food is liquid before we actually swallow it. We talked about eating too fast. So we want to ensure that we're eating slowly, eating in a nice, calm, healthy environment, which actually promotes digestion, right? Because if we're eating under stressful situations, or if we're eating on the go, then that can also disrupt our digestive function. We were just talking about overeating. So when you eat more food than you're supposed to, that is the digestive organs, and it also causes you to produce more insulin. And when there's too much insulin in the body, it can actually lead to other conditions down the road. But too much insulin can also cause you to store more fats, right? Because insulin is an anabolic hormone, so it causes you to build things up. And in this case, you're having extra calories, which means you have to put more things in storage, which is more than likely gonna be fat. Another concern is eating meals too close together. So we want to ensure that our meals are balanced so that there's enough space between our meals. And when there's enough space, then our digestive organs have all the time to digest all that food as well as rest before we start our next meal. So there should be no eating between meals and no snacking, because again, every time you snack, you're increasing your blood sugar levels, increasing insulin, and when there's too much insulin, then you can have that extra glucose or the extra food is stored as fat. You want to ensure that when you have an evening, if you're going to have an evening meal, it should be something light, right? Because you want to ensure that there's enough time for that food to be digested before you go to bed, and so that your digestive organs are not working late into the night. So if you're going to have an evening meal, it shouldn't be later than 6:30, right? Because you want there to be enough time before bed. Some other concerns, not having too much sugar, right? So eliminating and avoiding those processed foods, high sugar foods, lots of cakes and pastries and cookies. All of those things can affect our overall health. And we want to avoid and stay away from those foods as much as possible. And I'm just going to plug my blood sugar course right here, because this course will definitely help you how to balance your blood sugar levels, ensure that you don't develop insulin resistance, and ensure that you stay away from those diseases like diabetes, like fatty liver disease, like cardiovascular disease, and ensuring that you continue to remain healthy. We also want to stay away from too many liquid foods, because we have teeth, right? Which means that we should be chewing our foods and not just drinking. And if you're drinking something, so I'm not talking about water now, I'm talking about a liquid meal. If you're drinking something, you want to ensure that it's thick enough so that you can chew that meal. Because as you're chewing, it's mixing with your saliva, which has those digestive enzymes in there that are going to actually start breaking down that meal. So I want to ensure that if you're having a liquid meal, that it's thick enough so that you can chew it, right, to promote digestion later on. And we also want to avoid drinking with our meals, because when we drink with our meals, then your body has to digest the liquid first and then digest the solid food, right? So we don't want there to be a start-stop process when we're digesting our food. We want it to be seamless. So if you are thirsty, you want to ensure, or to prevent being thirsty while you're eating, you want to have your water before your meal or after your meal. So ideally, you want to have your water 30 minutes before your meal. And remember, your saliva is made up of water. So if you're not hydrated, then you might not be producing enough saliva to break down that food, which could also be contributing to thirst while you're eating. So you want to ensure you get your water in at least 30 minutes before your meal. And then after your meal, you don't want to drink until an hour and a half to 2 hours after your meal. Okay, so those are just some quick things that I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you'll be able to start putting them into practice now, because these things will help to promote proper digestion and to help us to be strong and healthy going forward. So I'm glad that you are here with us today. It's our last day of the cook along. I cannot believe it. But like Mommy said, we have a surprise for you at the end. So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Donisha. I'm sure you've all been learning from these little health tips. All right, so I'm turning my stove on. I'll bring it to the center and we're gonna start cooking. Now, if you are following the instructions, you should have baked your tofu, chopped your carrots and your potatoes and your onions, and have your seasoning ready. So now I'm going to use water to saute my my vegetables, because remember we added oil to the tofu when we're baking it. So we have some oil in there. So I can afford to use just a little bit of water to do my sauteing. And we're making brown stew chicken.
Not chicken, chicken.
Chicken. So in this container, I have my chopped onions and my garlic. And as soon as my pot is hot, then I'm gonna add this to it. And then we're gonna add the rest of the vegetables. So if you're cooking, go ahead and add your seasoning to your pot. I'm sure your fire would be faster than mine because you might be on your stove.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so, and I'm just gonna saute this for a little bit. And these are the vegetables. I know you would have seasoned your tofu already, but we also want to have some seasoning in the vegetables as well. And remember, we eat with our eyes. So that's why we have some color in there. And you know what I'm just remembering?
What?
I forgot to chop my celery. Can you grab some celery for me, please? Just one is enough. I didn't remember my celery, but I love celery. And that will be my green, because we have the other colors in the potato. And while Donisha is doing that, I'm sure in the corner over there beside the stove, you can probably see some jars with some colors. These, this is I'm doing some sprouting in this jar. I have some seeds here and I'm sprouting them. And sprouts are very good for us. So my sauteing is going well. And here I have my chopped carrots and potatoes. So I need to get these cooked. So I'm going to add them to the pot, and I'm going to add a little bit more water, which is going to cook these. And while we're cooking these, then we can talk while these are cooking. Do you have any questions from any of our previous sessions? Anyone, do you have any questions from any of our previous sessions?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Christine.
I came in late and I wondered, I tried to look at one of the links before and it was no longer on the website, on the Zoom thing. How long do you leave the recording on?
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I understand the question. You're asking about the previous recording?
Yes, I am.
You weren't able to see it?
No, I wasn't. And I want, because I wanted to look at the first one and I couldn't get in. And I wondered how to leave it on the website.
All right, so I will deal with that in a little while when we're done. And if you could just send me an email so I know which one you didn't get.
Okay.
So I can send that one to you.
Okay. Oh, I want to also say that for the chickpea burger, my chickpea burger wasn't the most tasty one, but I used lentils as well for another, with the same recipe for the chickpea burger. And that turned out very nice because I said to myself, oh, I don't need to make burgers. I just have the beans like that. But I did because I already had cooked the lentils. I had cooked a lot.
Yes.
And I made a double recipe. And I got 24 because I had so much. And one day I thought, oh, I'm hungry. I need to find some protein. And I said, why not have one of those lentil burgers? And it was so tasty. I thought, oh my, I'm glad I did it.
There you go.
I want to tell you that it was really, really very nice. I was surprised it tasted so good because I'm not the best cook in the world.
I'm glad, Christine. Different things for different people because someone else tried the chickpea burger and they loved it. So, it's sometimes it's just our taste buds, the things that our taste buds like.
And that's why we give you options, right? So that you can try it with any bean that you have and see the ones that you prefer.
That was an excellent idea. And next thing I'm going to do is use the same recipe for the chickpea burger with black beans because I love black beans and I can just imagine that would be very tasty.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'd like to say something also. Like Christine, I wasn't able to open the two first ones. I wasn't able to get in, so if they can be resent to me, they
Okay.
Are you here? Yes. Okay.
All right. So the two first ones you weren't able to open.
No.
So after, when this session is over, we can resend the videos, right?
Yes, we can resend the video.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we're asking. Sorry,
That's
but
a good idea because I print off the recipe and then when I watch the video, I make little notes to remind myself what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
And we're asking if you don't mind, please do not share the videos. We don't have a problem if you help someone with the recipe, but not the videos because it's a paid program. It's really how we make our living. And if someone else wants the videos, we are still able to sell the videos to them. So we are just asking that we have no problem if you share with someone how to make them, even share with them the recipe you have, but not the videos. All right. So my vegetables are boiling.
Mhm.
I hope yours are too. And I'm gonna allow it to boil for a few minutes. Then I'm going to add my seasoning, and I'm gonna add also a little bit more liquid to this, because this is my gravy as well, right? So my gravy is into this, and we're gonna season this as well. We not only eat with our eyes, but if the thing tastes good, then we will want to eat more. And what you love is not what I love. So the herbs that I like to use might not be the ones you like to use. So that's why we are leaving it open for you to use the herbs that you like. All right. While that is cooking, I want to introduce you to one of our products. This is a product that we make, DRD Natural Health. It is a seasoning. So it's, I'm gonna be using some today for the first time in our tofu or chicken. And we have these for sale. If you're interested, we can get them to you, mail them to you as well, if you place your order for them. So I'm gonna add my seasoning now to my vegetables. Okay, no one's hurt. All right, so I'm gonna add some salt, and I'm not gonna put a whole lot. I'm doing like about half a teaspoon, because this week also I'm using a little bit of brag. Not everyone likes to use it, but because it's brown stew, I wanted to give the color, the brownness to some sort of brownness to the dish. I am using my onion and garlic powder. I remember this is homemade, so that one was garlic, this one's onion. Yes, you can do that. I have some parsley, which is going to give a little color as well. I have some of my favorite seasoning, the Italian seasoning. And the last one that I'm gonna add is the Adasa seasoning. So I have some here in my container, and this you can add to your, you can add it to your sauces, your stews, your soups, your salad. One person, she tells me, which I never thought of, she said, it goes very well on my popcorn. So that is something that you can add to anything that you're cooking. You can add the Adasa seasoning to that as well. So we're gonna let this simmer a little bit again, and then we're gonna add our tofu. Now, someone sent me a picture of their tofu that they have baked, and it looks very well, very nice. So if you remember, I like to add some turmeric to my meal. So I did add some turmeric to my tofu, and then I baked it. And because the arrowroot or the cornstarch, whichever one you use, because it's included in the tofu, if you remember adding it when you were seasoning it, then that will add the thickness to the sauce that we will get at the end of this. Who is cooking with us? Anybody cooking with us today? I know that you cook after, because for some persons, they don't want to miss anything, and that is very good. So I have no problem with that. And I'm very glad.
I tried it last week cooking along with you, and it was really confusing. I wanted to hear you and focus on myself at the same time. It didn't work. So I'm focused on you this time.
Okay, that's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. So you are allowed to cook after. That's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, so my stew is boiling again. And so I just stopped for a while so you could hear it boiling. You know, if you have like thyme, you could add thyme to this.
Scallion.
Yep, you can add scallion, you can add pimento pepper. Remember now, not the spicy pepper, but the pimento pepper, which will just give you the nice flavor. And so I did one. If you did more than one tofu, then you might need to add more liquid, but you can always add the liquid. If it gets too thick, you can add the liquid to it as well. So there goes my tofu. And I'm gonna keep this dish here because I'm gonna use it again.
Sister Rosetta, how long did you say the tofu should be baked for?
If you're using 375, then no more than 15 minutes is good, because you want it to be crunchy.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna, when you put it to cook, then it will not be too soggy.
15 minutes in total.
If you're using 375,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
If you're using 350, then you can use less. You can do less, you can do more time, more.
Oh.
You can do more. Yeah,
Okay.
but at 375, then you don't have to keep it that long in the oven. And if you, well, if we'll bring it closer so you can see it. But the colors are very nice. We have, let me get this. We have the brown, we have the orange, the green, the potato.
Can you see
it?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Okay.
Looks good.
And then I can assure you it tastes good too. All right. So that now it just needs to simmer for a bit. And before you know it, your dinner is ready. So
One part of it.
yeah, at least one part, yes. So what we've been doing for the last 4 weeks is that whatever we prepare, that's dinner for that day. Oh, Crystal's having baked potatoes. And what are you having with your baked potatoes, Crystal?
She's having baked potatoes, lentils, and almonds.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she's eating right now.
Oh,
I try to make it a complete protein.
Yes. Wow.
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put this on the stove behind me so that I can I can show you the surprise in the middle. Use the middle one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So another product that we carry is a vegan omelet. And I know that, you know, persons are looking for options for breakfast options. Now, what we do is that this is packaged and it's all ready to go. All that needs to be added to this is water. That's all. And normally it's sealed, but I did not seal this one because we're gonna use it. So that's the omelet, and at the back you have all the instructions for preparing this omelet. And we're gonna show you how we prepare this today. Because some persons put the entire package, even though the instruction is there, you know, they don't do it the proper way. So we're gonna show you how to do it today. And also this is something that we sell as well. So one of the things I did beforehand, the
Yes.
the fruits that I'm gonna be using in the omelet, I prepared that beforehand. So I have some cucumbers because I want you to know that you can use cucumbers in your breakfast meal. You could also use zucchini. So I have cucumbers, peppers, and tomatoes, and that's what I have in this dish here that I cooked up already. And I am going to, I'm going to mix, I'm going to show you how it's mixed because it's fairly easy. I'm just going to use this bowl that we just used. Okay, thank you. So what I need, can I have a cup, a measuring cup, please? A 1 cup. What I need is 1 cup of mixture, and the 1 cup of mixture I will use 1 cup of water with that cup of mixture. And remember, even though it's chickpea flour, it needs some time to cook. And if it is not allowed to cook properly, then, you know, persons might not like the taste of it because it's not properly cooked. Okay, so I have my 1 cup of chickpea flour, and I measured my omelet mixture. I'm sorry. I measured my 1 cup of water already, but if you were to pour the entire cup of water in the mixture, it's going to be very difficult to mix and get all the lumps out of it. So what we are going to do is to pour 1/4 to 1/2 of the water in the mixture and mix that first. And then it is easier to get the lumps out when you have a thick consistency than when you have something that's very watery. And you can use a whisk or you can use a fork.
Spatula.
Yeah, spatula as well. And so I get the lumps out. And of course, you can have some grated cheese as well. You can add cheese to this mixture, but the key is to allow it to cook properly. All right. Okay, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is for, well, not just for people that used to love eggs, because I used to love eggs and love omelets. And this is so filling. Like, I mean, I know I'm small, but this is so filling for me. So I would say like 1 or 2 omelets, very filling for breakfast. And you can have it with bread, bagels, you know, with some form of grain, right? Because this is chickpea flour. So if you want a complete protein, you want to have it with a grain, right? So you could have it with, we said rice. Sorry, I said bread. You could have it with rice. You could even, have you ever made an omelet with rice in it?
No.
I mean, you can try whatever you want. It's
anything.
your food, your
Yeah.
kitchen, you're making it.
So I want to show you the consistency. It's very runny. It's a very watery mixture, right? And then I use a measuring cup. I usually use like a 1/4 cup measuring cup, based on the size of my pot. Yes, please. I want a 1/3. I'll take the 1/3. Okay, and I'll bring my pot back. It was better there? Okay. Okay, all right. And now I'm adding just, stop that. Just a small amount of oil. Sorry. Just for the bottom of the pot. And sometimes I even cover the omelet just to make sure that it cooks properly. So now I have my 1/3 cup and I get my mixture.
And you just pour it in.
And I pour it in and try to get this thing is not round, but myself.
You don't want to
Okay, I'll
add a little more.
add a little more to try and get it round. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
We have to make it perfect for you guys. You know, when you're making things to show people, you want it to be perfect, but if you were just making it for yourself, you would just,
Yeah, then it's okay.
it's almost like they say, like when you make the first pancake, that's like
Yeah,
the trial,
yeah.
and then the
That
ones
one-
after that come out better.
Perfect,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening here.
Mhm.
So I allow this to cook. So I turn the heat down and I allow it to cook slowly. That's I think one of our challenges is that we don't plan ahead, and because we don't plan ahead, then we are rushing when we're cooking. So we turn the flame up very high and the thing cooks very fast, and we lose the nutrient that we should get because of how quickly we are cooking. So try when you're cooking not to rush the food. If you think you're gonna wake up late and you're not gonna have enough time for breakfast, then make it from the night before, so that in the morning you're not rushing. So I usually turn the flame down, and that's it in the pot there. I turn the flame down and I just let it slowly cook.
So
And
how do
as
you
I
know?
said, sometimes I cover the top. I give it like cook 5 to 6 minutes on one side before you turn it, and then I turn it on the other side, allow the other side to cook as well before I add the mixture at the filling, and then I flip it over. So
Lots of instructions.
so while we're waiting for that,
Mhm.
we can take more questions.
Yeah, if it's about the videos, remember, we're gonna send them again at the end. Or
I have a question, please.
Mhm.
Concerning the wrap we did with the red lentils, I don't have a non-stick skillet. I just have the cast iron skillet, and I could not get it to do. Maureen told me I should use a very low flame. And when I tried to turn it, it would break up. And a higher flame. So I don't know what the secret is to get those, but the taste is good, even though they broke up. I like the taste, but they didn't look much like a wrap. Any questions?
I'm not sure, because we don't, even though I used a little oil to coat the bottom of the pot, which I used, normally I don't. I just put it in the pot and cook it without the oil. It can work like that as well, but of course this is a non-stick pot, right? I went out and I bought this one just for this purpose. It's a fairly good one, I was told. So Other than that, you might have to use oil, which you might not want to do. But usually the cast iron pots that are used, they are well seasoned, those would usually work. So I'm not sure, you may still have to put a little oil on the bottom of it. I'm not too familiar with the cast iron pots. I have one, but I am just too challenged after I use it to keep it, to care for it and to oil it. And so I have not been using it.
So which non-stick skillet do you have?
This one is The Rock. That's what's written on it. Donisha said Christ Jesus. But that's the name of this one, The Rock.
R-O-K or R-O-C-K?
R-O-C-K.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yes, I also have the bigger version to it as well. So someone had introduced me to the bigger version, and I bought that one, and I had that one for some time. So then I went out and got this one when I wanted a pot for this purpose. So because some of the non-stick pots, we have to be very careful of some of them because they're not good. The ones with the coating that can easily be removed, I know for sure those are not good.
So do you need to be, I hope that helps, Christine.
Yes, I'm going to look for a rock.
Yes, that
Okay.
Canadian Tire.
Do you need to be very gentle with this mixture? Like when you're flipping it?
Not really. Well, this one, because we added an extra, I can see still some space in it, but we'll try and see if it flips.
Mhm.
But as long as we know that you got the, you have the idea of what we were saying, we might have to do a second one to make sure that it works properly.
Mhm.
Plus, I'm not used to this cooking on this burner either, so that's another thing. But yeah,
Maybe we should see if she can flip it. You know, like those chefs, and they hold the pot and they
well,
go like
if
that.
anything, I just put a plate. I just turn it over on a plate.
That's the easy way. We want to see your skill.
Well, I can tell you from now, I can't do it. I've never practiced that. I've never practiced that. And it smells real good as well.
So good. So you can
Smells good.
add whatever seasoning you want to this
Okay,
omelet,
so I got
right?
the first piece. No, it comes seasoned.
It's pre-seasoned.
Yes,
Did you
everything
mention that?
I did.
Okay,
I
I must have
Everything's
missed that
in
part.
it. All you are adding is water.
Mm,
That's
so
all
we
you're
don't even
adding.
need to add salt.
No,
Wow.
no.
All
salt.
you have to do is add water.
Add water.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. You made it very easy for them.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
yes,
good.
I did. I
That's
did.
good.
Excellent. I have to try it. It's in my cupboard. I bought it from you, but I haven't tried it. Don't forget not too much stuff, but I'm gonna try it.
Yes, yes, please do, and let us know. Let us know how it tastes, because I know one. Go ahead.
You prepare your vegetables ahead of time, then you can just add it to it when you're ready to fold it, right?
Yes, and sometimes when I'm doing it as well, I add it to the mixture. The liquid, I just pour the whatever it is I'm doing with it, I just pour it into it. So when I scoop it up, I put it in it and I just flip it. I'm not putting any filling in the middle at that time.
And you can make scrambled eggs with it.
And you can make scrambled eggs with it too. Yes, yes. Yes, so
So we want to try to get this one out so that we can do a perfect
one. Yeah.
Take two.
Okay, I need a plate. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
she did
did
it.
turn it.
Oh, you did.
I did.
That was fun.
And she missed it.
I missed it.
Yes, so you know, while we're waiting on this, I am real thankful and I'm happy that you all took the time to cook with us on this cook along. You know, Donisha is it's like she's a part of DRD, even though she is no longer a part of DRD, but I also want to thank her for her health tips as well. And to remind you about the Health Collective, which she started for all of us. I was the first member of the Health Collective. I was the first person to join. So I joined the Health Collective, I think the day after or the day that she actually did it. And you know, when I want to see anything or to be reminded of whatever, I go there myself and I looked and she put up a podcast and I went and I listened to it. So, you know, I'm a part of it just as how you are, you for those who are joining, you
could be
a part of it.
You're missing out if you're not a part of it.
Yes, you are. And, you know, you can do a month to month if you want, or you can do an annual subscription, whichever works best for you. But it is an avenue for us to get information that we wouldn't normally get, or we would have to call someone to give to us. And so I'm encouraging you for that. And she's also doing her blood sugar thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
guys,
talk
if you
about
want to come and watch me cook,
Oh yeah, I'm not
By
in that at all.
if you want to come and watch me cook by myself, it's gonna be April the 2nd at 12 o'clock. It's on my website. I can put a link in the chat. But it's gonna be all about blood sugar.
I think I'll send the link out in the
Yes,
email.
in the email. So it's gonna be all about blood sugar. So it's 2 hours. So the first hour is gonna be a presentation. So we know about our blood sugar, learn about insulin, learn about different foods that we should be eating to help manage our blood sugar. And then the second hour, I'm gonna be making different meals, especially breakfast meals, because people seem to have the most trouble with that because, you know, we gravitate towards sweets in the morning. And so I'm gonna be showing you how to make blood sugar friendly breakfast meals that are filling, but also look good, right? With color, right? As Mama always says, we eat with our eyes, right? So that's April the 2nd at 12 o'clock. Like 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, and I'd love for you to join me. And so we can cook together. That would be really nice.
Excellent.
Really nice.
Okay, so our first one is done.
So this is our first trial, but
Looks
you can
good.
see it literally looks like an omelet.
It does, beautiful.
It does, and it sounds good too.
I'll get a fork. Maybe get a fork so
fork?
we can cut it and they can see what it looks like inside. All right, I give you the honors.
How do you want me to cut it? Like
Yeah, like that. Okay,
Let me know.
and open it so they'll see it.
So here's what it looks like on the inside. So you can
Very
see all the filling that's been
Very good.
added. I'll kind of lift it up so you can see. And you can
Excellent.
add like plant-based cheese to this as well. Or pardon?
Mushrooms,
Yeah, whatever you like, you can add it
mushrooms,
to your omelet.
peppers.
Yeah. So look, it's yellow like an omelet.
Very
It's
nice.
got red in there from the tomatoes. Delicious.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right, so we have time for a few more questions before we close today.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always send us an email if you're interested in getting the omelet or the seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
And we also encourage you to tell your friends.
Yes.
You know, it's one thing to advertise, by, social media or whatever, but word of mouth is the best advertising.
Mhm.
And I didn't tell you the price. This one is, the seasoning is Canadian, $7.80. And the omelet is $6.85. And I am pleased to let you know that one of our participants is the one that did all of this, the labels for us.
Beautiful.
Crystal, if you looking at the names, you will see
Oh, Crystal.
Crystal David. She's the one that did all of this for us. Thank you
Beautiful.
so much, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal. Very
The
nice.
label, she made
You're
the
welcome.
label.
She made the labels.
Very nice.
Yes.
Mhm.
She's the one that's having the potatoes and lentils and almonds. Yes.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, any more questions while you're thinking? We want to let you know that DRD has a lot of things in the works for you.
Oh, yes. As you said that,
Mhm.
what are some things that you would like to see? I know we had asked earlier and someone mentioned canning. So early summer, sometime in August, because most of the things would be ready like late August, we are going to look at doing a canning session. We're going to teach you how to can your fruits and also how to can your vegetables for those who don't know. So start planning for that and tell your friends. But is there anything else that you would like to see us do?
We're also going to send out a survey. If you're not able to think on the spot, because I know I'm not one of those people that can come up with ideas on the spot. And if you do come up with an idea, just write it down and then send us an email. But we really want to serve you, right? We're here to help you. We care about your health, right? We want you to be healthy and strong and active. And so whatever you need, please let us know.
I have a question about the omelet. What kind of, you said you use chickpea flour?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm staying away from wheat and onions, things like that. Are there other things in it that onions, I guess use onion powder or onion flakes?
Yeah.
Yes, if you have certain conditions, then you might not be able to use the prepared one that we have. But what we have done in the past, we have a customer who she does not use some of the ingredients, and we make her product just for her.
The
For
special
example,
order.
yeah, she cannot use, we use the pink salt, that's the pink Himalayan salt, and she cannot use that salt. So we make a special batch just for her. So if you're interested in having the product without some of the things that you are not able to use, then you can let us know. I'll just say what the ingredients are, and then you don't have to say it out loud, but you can message us, directly.
Yeah.
But it's chickpea flour, it's the Adasa seasoning, dried herbs. So there is sage, marjoram, summer savory, rosemary. Those are some of the dried herbs. There's onion and garlic powder, and there is nutritional yeast flakes. Those are the ingredients that we have.
And Himalayan salt.
And the Himalayan salt, yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm going to have sage galore this summer again because I have a tree that's big like me. So I'm going to cut it and dry it and just if I can
Yes.
Mhm.
give
And
it away.
sage is very good for persons having menopause symptoms as well. So you can make tea with it, or you can what did I do the other day with
Make,
mine? A tincture. You can
mhm.
make a tincture with yours.
Now, do you-
I'll just
Do
show
you
you.
use the green one to make the tincture or dry?
I use the dried one. This is I made a sage tincture, and I also made a red clover tincture. And then I
Okay.
added both of them together. And
Okay.
this is very good for
Hot flashes.
all the
menopausal symptoms.
hormonal symptoms. This is very good. So I just, if I need to, I take a teaspoon.
I'll give you a plant this year so you can have a big bush.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I'll give you the fertilizer for it because it loves that. It just loves all that
Yes.
organic stuff that I put
So-
around my garden. Everything exploded this year, including the cilantro. Cilantro got so big, it's like it
Oh,
just.
yeah. we love
Yes, we love cilantro.
And
We
it
love
bolted and had all these
cilantro.
seeds and yeah, so I have a lot of
Yes.
cilantro going to be growing in the garden again this year. And the sage, I cut it in half last year and it grew back. And this year I'm going to have to cut it again because
Yes.
Yeah.
it's delicious. Yeah. Okay.
And
All
Our
right.
tincture does not have alcohol in it, so it's good. It's good for us because we
Yeah,
don't
for
do
sure.
alcohol. So
I
And you
have
can
a
tell us how to make the tincture. I actually have red clover in my closet from a couple of years ago that grew on my property, and I have sage. So if you can tell me how to do it, I can make some because I do have hot flashes. But maybe
okay.
the tincture will be more concentrated rather than making tea because I'm drinking
Yes.
tea. I'm drinking.
Maybe we should do a
sage.
class on it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a class on tinctures.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Or-
nice.
Yeah, maybe.
I also have a question about, because I don't use wheat, it's difficult to find a bread, and I like to eat bread to eat. And so I thought Sarah made bread for the angels when they visited before they destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And I'm sure she didn't have an oven like I have. And I'm wondering how she made her flatbread. That's something you may want to consider, making flatbread without baking powder or baking soda and no wheat. Is it possible?
Okay.
We'll work on that for
We'll
you.
work on that as well. I'm taking notes.
So there's a question from Crystal. Oh, she wants me to share about the subscription. So the subscription is called the Health Collective. And so it's just one place where you can get access to nutritional therapy, botanical therapy, how to make poultices, different herbs and how they're used, hydrotherapy as well. And there's also, I want to incorporate some spiritual health as well, because that's something that's not really touched on, in conventional medicine. And we know that medicine is holistic. It's physical health, mental, emotional health, and spiritual health.
Emotional. What about emotional?
Yeah, so I said mental, emotional health.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah,
spiritual.
so because we're just starting out, there are some articles there already, but every month there'll be new articles added,
Okay.
right? So I'm gonna build it up until there's like, a big collection of articles under all these different topics. So right now, the main focus has been colds and flus. So there's an article on colds and flus, 2 cough syrups, homemade, natural cough syrups that you can use, hydrotherapy that you can use for colds and flus as well. There's Bible verses on health and healing. So when you sign in, you'll have access to all of that, and it's lifetime access. So as long as you're subscribed, you'll always have access to the information there.
Very nice.
You didn't give the website
So
name.
I can put it in the chat now, and then mommy will send it later.
I don't have
I'll
no
send
chat.
it
I
later.
don't have no chat here. I have no chat here.
That's why we're going to put it in the email for you, but some people might want
Email.
it in the
Okay,
chat.
good.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Crystal can find it in the chat.
That's right.
And if you know anyone who needs any labels done, you can contact me and I will give you Crystal's contact. She's in
Okay.
Trinidad, but
She's in Trinidad?
she's in Trinidad.
Whoa, I got family in Trinidad. Out in Aruca.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I have brothers and sisters out there.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, I'm in the south area.
Where?
The south area. Gasparilla.
Where? Gasparillo?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's-
My aunt used to live in Gasparillo.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, so while I'm putting the link in the chat, any last questions? We're so happy that you decided to spend 4 Sundays with us. And if you can't get enough, join us in 2 weeks on April the 2nd for cooking with me.
There's another one.
Um,
Oh, you're starting in 2 weeks in April, right?
Yes,
Okay.
April the 2nd
But it's just one session, right?
for 2 hours. And
Okay.
you get to learn all the basics about blood sugar. And I'm gonna be showing you breakfast options for.
Question. If you have no
Yes.
problem with blood sugar, if you have no problem with diabetes, is it everybody needs to know about blood sugar?
Yes, because when your blood sugar is not balanced, it can cause
Mhm.
so many conditions.
Okay.
It can affect your liver health. It can cause like skin rashes. You can have joint pain. You can have abdominal pain. You can have cardiovascular disease. So it's like
Okay.
one of the foundations for
Okay.
general health.
I'm glad you
And
said
the reason
that,
it's
I need all of that. I'm glad you said that,
Yeah.
'cause I need all of that. So, okay. I'll make it I'm making it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go
Yes,
make my
so-
brown chicken stew. I don't care what you call it. I call it chicken stew. It's ready. I got everything cut up. I'm gonna get busy because the last time I made it, Rosetta, I didn't freeze my tofu. So of course it was very mushy and but
Oh.
this time I had it in the freezer and I got it all organized. It looks good and I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna make me a big batch because I don't like little bits of food because I don't want to be cooking in another couple of days. All right, goodbye. Have a good weekend.
Take
Okay.
pictures of your.
Everyone. See
Yes,
you on the
Pictures
next program.
and it was.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Maureen.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Eileen and Gregory and Enrica and Dorothy, Sister Dorothy and Anne Marie and Crystal. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Day.
Bye.
Bye.